Let's kick it, huh? All right, so we just drove from Houston to Austin. This is our second location. We've done a couple of videos and talked a little bit. Let's cut through here. We did a couple of videos on, how we got Sphere, right? Our 7-year anniversary. We talked about, CJ Finley, Nick Zelfine, Tanner Friesen, and really the story about how we started to expand outside of Houston. Super uncomfortable for me as an entrepreneur. Think of it as like a baby and you're giving it to somebody else to, raise. And the beautiful part about it was that blind faith of just letting it go and knowing that we need to expand and knowing in life that you constantly need to be uncomfortable. I think that the goal of today is to be able to actually share their stories, talk to CJ about how he brought Sphere to Austin, the transition of passing that ball off to Nick Zelfine, who took it up until the pandemic, and then to our captain, our leader, Tanner Friesen, who took the team on his back and kept the ball rolling through the pandemic and building the business of Sphere in Austin from literally 3 or 4 people at the park here at Auditorium Shores to where it is at Native Hostel. So come on, let's kick it. Let's go, baby.
Welcome home.
Back here in Austin, Texas with Tanner Friesen, our head captain and leader, community ambassador, man of many talents. But I saw Tanner and this guy commanded so much presence and attention. He was a gentle giant and he just generally was a good human being. And I just thought, man, this guy is beyond perfect for what Sphere stands for and what a captain should be. And I went to Tanner and I said, hey man, would you be interested in keeping the ball rolling for us? Because the group is not gonna be leading right now. And he goes, give me the bag, give me the goals, give me everything. He's like, I'm not gonna let this community stop. And literally, that's why we're here. So I want to tell Tanner's story, but more importantly, let him have an opportunity to share your experience about how you went basically from kid from North Dakota, moving around the world, country, and then now you're here building this team.
I'm Tanner Friesen. I'm here in Austin, Texas. I'm our head club captain in charge of expansion across the country, and I call myself our creative director. Always trying to come up with game-changing stuff, push the envelope as much as I can, push the tempo, and try to change the game. A little bit about my story. Born and raised in North Dakota, one of the few who got out and got away, thank goodness. Happy to call it home, but it's definitely a little bit nicer when it's 80 degrees here in February in Texas versus -10 back home. I lived in 9 different cities before I was able to call Austin home. The reason I'm so passionate about is the expansion is, every place that I moved to, I started from scratch, especially my story here in Austin. To me, it'd be super powerful if, all these people that move, especially now, the world has changed where people are moving more than ever, especially for work, where people could move from one city to the other, and instead of having to start from scratch, they literally have a team there. They can just go introduce themselves and be part of that same Sphere team. Actually had pretty crazy, life-changing event for me where I'd been married for 6 years before I moved here. Had moved 7 times in the 3 years before that. Denver was kind of supposed to be that permanent place for us. Had a job opportunity down here that I just couldn't say no to. Ended up coming down here and my life changed completely. The other moves were really easy because I was with somebody. I was moving for my own job, so I had those coworkers. Austin was the first time where I genuinely started from scratch. I only knew 1 or 2 people. I was looking through Instagram, saw a team picture of Sphere, and so I messaged the Sphere Instagram account and immediately got connected to CJ. CJ's like, hey, I'm CJ. I'm the main coach here in Austin. We're playing out at Zilker this weekend. Come kick it with us. I lived 3 miles away. Literally grabbed a pair of shoes and walked an hour to Zilker just to kick it with them. Instantly, it was like home for me. Being able to recreate that locker room and find friends who are out there to be athletic, to work out, to push themselves, it was instant buy-in for me just because I felt like I was at home. So much more naturally for me to find myself, remember who I was, and also gave me a chance to be a little bit of a leader. So even though I wasn't coaching at the time or leading anything at all, being part of that team, I was able to step up and take some people under my wing and find some friends and make those connections, not just on the ball but off the ball. I think that was probably the biggest game changer for me is that first group text I was in with a bunch of players from Sphere, where it's like, all right, this is more than just me going once or twice a week to play some soccer with a bunch of people and work out. This is truly my friend group and my family. That was my intro to Sphere. That's why I am so bought in, is because how much of an impact it made in my life and how much it changed things for me. After that, Sphere definitely changed a lot while I was there. It got to that point where all the coaches left. So I was the first person to reach out to Mike saying, you know, how can I help? What can I do to keep the ball rolling? You know, for me, all I was doing was bringing the balls out and keeping the team together. Then COVID happened and everything changed. A lot of people, you know, looked to me and were like, how do we, you know, even Mike looked to me and was like, how do we keep people engaged? How do we keep people feeling like they're part of a team? And so that's when the program changed. That's when, you know, during COVID, I wanted to get people outside. The parks were dead. So first thing I did was grab the box and hopped on Instagram Live, and Mike was running workouts from Houston. We threw the phone in the middle of the park, and all of us followed along. We looked like a bunch of ducks, you know, trying to follow each other, but we were out there blasting music, listening live, and doing the workouts. Started with 5 of us right here in the park, same park I'm at right now. The soccer teammates reached out and were like, well, let's play. I was like, come out and work out, we'll play afterwards. People wanted that connection. They saw how close we all got. You know, first thing we did was put our arms around each other, and I think that's the most powerful statement we make at the beginning of every session is put our arms around each other. You know, soccer ball is a universal language. You throw it on the ground and everybody knows you have to kick it. You might not be any good at it, but they know all you have to do is kick it. I was working with my event company. We were doing a private event in the backyard of Native Hostel, and the owner made a comment where he was loving that the parking lot was open for the week and nobody was parking there. And I reached out to Mike right away, said, hey, I've got an idea, got them in touch. And a couple weeks later, I was building a soccer field by hand behind Native. And it's absolutely blown up in the last 3 months. We just had the opportunity to partner with Austin FC last week on their jersey launch, just because we built the pitch and had super clean programming where everybody felt like they were part of something. It's going to be crazy to see what happens over the next few years. I think it's going to change a lot, and I'm excited to be a part of it and help lead it.
All right, so here we are, Native Hostel. This is Sphere 2, meaning our second facility right in the heart of downtown Austin. We've got Native Hostel, obviously right here, but you've got Rainy Street, you've got West 6. I mean, you're talking about like the Austin downtown is like, I don't know, probably 9 iron from here. I mean, shout out to Random Golf Club. But you know, the beautiful thing about this is that Sphere is different in every aspect. Meaning like whether it's inside, whether it's outside, whether it's at a YMCA, whether it's at a park, it doesn't matter about the field, it matters about the community and the people that are huddling up. That is Sphere. What's most important and beautiful for me today is that this is the first time that Tanner, Nick, and CJ are all on the field together, which is super powerful. As a company, as a concept, as a team, very grateful for you, CJ, Nick, Tanner, more than you guys will ever know, and all the Austin teammates, the friends, the family that we've made over the years, everybody that's literally gave us a shot and helped us create what we have here today. Truly remarkable. Get ready, there's more to come. We got some special things happening over here. Outdoor patio bar, gaming, food truck, La Santa, Native Hostel. Let's kick it. Keep it going, let's go, let's go. Lower, there you go, there we go. Let's go, baby, let's go, baby. Hey, make me proud, make me proud, make me proud. Come on, push, push, push. So this is our soccer fitness class called Sphere. It's a mixture between soccer and fitness. It's for players that haven't played in a long time or maybe never played soccer at all. This is our version of spin class, if you will. Anybody can ride a bike. Anybody can play soccer. We mix a little bit of the game in for active recovery and disguised fitness. And we include workout segments to change up the game, to focus on soccer-like movements, focusing on the lower body and core, using only a resistance band or your body weight. Keep going, last 45, last 45. Tony, come on. Come on, Tony, come on. Finish it. All right, guys, Mike Shabala back here. Let's kick it with the day one original Austin captain, friend, entrepreneur, CJ Finley. What's up, brother?
How are you?
Dude, you're usually the one doing the interviews, so it's nice to like flip the script a little bit though. But you know, the main purpose of this is to really tell the story of the amazing people that really brought us here. And you know, it wouldn't have happened without this guy. Little backstory. You know, obviously starting the business in Houston, looking around for like-minded entrepreneurs, athletes, influencers, and I shot CJ a message. And quickly after that, this guy and I connected, hit it off, and the rest is history. So if you don't mind, man, I'd love to get your story on that connection, time in Houston, the adversity, you know, the trials of working with a young entrepreneur that didn't know what he was doing, and then, you know, just how you brought it to Austin and, you know, and where we are today.
I mean, I'll start with the bigger you get in entrepreneurship, like the more you build, especially as you get older, you start realizing that if you're doing something right, you never know what you're doing. So I was just looking for people that kind of played at the same speed that I played at. I was always kind of the person that would reach out to people and say, hey, you want to grab a workout? You want to grab coffee? I was an ex-collegiate soccer player and just kind of lost my tribe and couldn't really figure out, did I want to keep playing co-ed leagues or like 11v11? None of that was really for me. It seemed that a lot of times it was a little bit too intense, people taking it too seriously. I wanted more of the community, the camaraderie, the connection. And when you kind of reached out to me about Sphere over the DM, it was like almost like right time, right place. And then immediately, once I showed up to the park and I could see, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this ex-MLS player is literally in the dirt and just hustling. I immediately saw that you literally were willing to do whatever it takes to get it off the ground. And that's what I'm attracted to with people. And really just, it was as simple as showing up, kicking the ball around, meeting good people, and then realizing it was something that I wanted to invest my time into. Anybody can kick a soccer ball around, anybody can work out hard and sweat, but how many people can do the little things off the field? And I mean, from the top down, like you've always been somebody that like, I mean, dude, you call people, you reach out to people, whether it's on time, I don't know if that's your forte, but he makes it happen. And those little things matter more than I think a lot of people give credit to.
You know, I've already said this in the past and I'll say it again. It's like a baby, entrepreneur. And so it's really hard for entrepreneurs to let go. How many countless drives here, and I probably still do with Tanner, where I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on? Wait, what? You know, and it was one of those things where I didn't know what I didn't know. And you know, when you came here, like obviously you had a group of some friends and, you know, went to the park and started kicking it.
The beauty of Austin, Texas is that everybody tries to help each other grow whatever thing that they're inspired to bring to the world. And fortunately here in Austin, like again, there's a lot of A players, people that can play their positions. Like we had people that are really good with numbers, people that are really good at content, people that are really good at sales. Nick here, like other people that I think don't get enough credit, which is like the girlfriends and the friends and the people that show up and support on hot days like today when they don't have to be there. And as an entrepreneur, if you're listening to this, like make sure that you take note of those people, because that's your team, and you want to take care of them.
Yeah, I'll just give credit to CJ, Nick, Tanner, the rest of the captains and teammates that have laced up like selflessly for so long, right? When as like an entrepreneur and startup, you don't have a lot of money, like limited in resources, and I think like the passion of the community and the connection that you guys created for yourselves and like for like the community of Austin, I think was at times probably what kept things going more than anything. I mean, because a lot of this has been done without getting paid, without like a lot of rewards. And I think a lot of our Sphere captains that have been here in the past, like our first team, if you will, that don't get the acknowledgement, you know, and not to say that those they aren't, but I think that's one thing that I've looked back on and see, you know, how much more I appreciate it now, as like I'm able to even one, just still be here because entrepreneurship is incredibly arduous, but two, to realize, you know, that every club has its history and you can't deny those that like put in the time and the reps to actually get us here.
It's all just, how do I show up every day and have fun and hang out with people like yourself? Really, that's really what it is.
It was a treat to have you, Tanner, and Nick all on the same pitch, man, kicking it today. And I just want to say thanks again for coming out, man, and for everything you've done to help us get here. But
it won't be the last time.
Cool. Let's get the ball rolling, brother. All right, so we're gonna go take off and meet Nick Zelfini, and we're gonna grab some grub. It's been a great day so far. Wrapped up that workout class. Let's kick it. Come on. All right, team, we're back. Mike Shabala here, Sphere, with our captain, the one and only Nick Zelfini. This one's very special because, well, first off, how are you feeling after that workout?
Great, man.
You know what's special about, you know, Tanner, CJ, and Nick is they all have served like a really unique space in, you know, where we got started to keeping the ball rolling to like taking it to the next level, and like each player, captain has been so important. Then with Nick, what was really interesting too is like we took that, but then we also said, hey, we really want to like work on the workouts. We wanted to like actually change it because Nick was exposed to the workouts that we were doing in Houston and trying to differentiate it, because what makes Sphere unique is the actual workout component to it.
Yeah.
I'd love to get your story on what that was like, you know, how it was working with Sphere, with me, and you know, where you took that up until the pandemic.
Yeah, great question. First off, like super happy to be back on the ball and playing. When that transition happened, you know, 2018 to 2019, CJ, myself, Izzy, Kevin, Thomas, a couple others were running it. But what attracted me to Sphere the most is when I went to Houston, saw the experience, and I was like, wow, like to be able to do soccer and fitness, like
The facility,
yeah, to be able to see that is special. It's a unique experience. How can we do that in the park, right? So from 2019 up until the pandemic, I worked with Simone, Molly, Marley to execute fitness classes in the park, and that allure and that creativity and community and the workout, it just created this cohesion between everyone. But it was a unique experience, right? You know, to have something special like Austin, to be out in Silker Park 3 days a week, right? I mean, there's something about this community in Austin that allows for that specialness to happen.
Yeah.
With that and creating that workout and creating that bond. I mean, there's people who have created relationships, lifelong friendships, people who live together, people who moved to other states, came back, moved to other states.
You're married now.
I'm married, yeah. Met my soulmate through Sphere.
But I think what's been like really rejuvenating and like honestly humbling and exciting for me is to say to someone like you, oh, I didn't think you'd get this far, being honest. I really didn't think you'd make it to this point. But not even that, the fact that you would say, hey, I want to get back involved again.
Yeah. I think it's really unique, right? You step away and then you come back and you kind of see how things have changed. You've grown quite a bit.
I'm working on it.
You know, just to take like one step back, I was traveling for work back in 18 and 19, and being able to come to take the fitness classes in Houston, that unique experience, to be able to now put that on at Native Hostel, is going to just absolutely explode our community and our growth. But to be able to provide that experience to others who are new to the brand, maybe in the past week or the past 3 months or 6 months that haven't seen that, I'm super excited about that, because that's, to me, that's like the core of Sphere, the community, the connection, the soccer fitness workout, like such an untapped potential with our current customer base, but also for people who are interested in being part of our community.
Yeah, I love it. Well, that's a wrap here in Austin. Nikki, appreciate the time on the ball and off the ball. Love you too. I'm excited about this season and all of the great things that we're going to do together. I got to get back to Houston. We got to keep the ball rolling. We got a busy week. We got some new facility changes, which is coming next. We're going to be showing our Houston Sphere facility, and a lot of changes though for Sphere 1, and then in Austin, Texas, Sphere 2. So more to come on that. And yeah, let's keep the ball rolling, huh? All right, brother. See you soon, huh? Love you too. All right, let's go.